Hi, I'm John Gettys, Mayor of the City of Rock Hill, and I'm here today with my good friend Vincent James to talk about a lot of great development and a lot of great transition to the community we're going to be, and the first headline project of 3 Points at South End. Mr. James, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to have you.
Well, thank you. This is exciting to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Tell the people who you are.
Well, my name is Vincent James, and live in Charlotte,
We can
North
cure
Carolina.
that, just so you know.
I'm sorry?
We can cure that, just so you know. We can get you down here at Rock
If you
Hill.
can find me a lot
All right.
on Lake Wiley, I'm here.
Well, you'll be second in line if I find one.
Okay. All right.
So from Charlotte, live in
I
Charlotte.
live in Charlotte. I'm a North Carolinian,
Right.
born and reared in Hickory,
Oh, yeah.
North Carolina. Went away to service. After service, I did not want to go back to Washington, D.C. I was doing cancer, leukemia, and malaria research at Bionetics Research Laboratory in Vienna, Virginia.
Oh, well, wow.
Before I got drafted, went into the Army after I got out of service. I did not want to go back to the North. I wanted to stay in the South. And so I need to move into a city that I know is going to grow and the surrounding area was going to grow. So I chose Charlotte, and I've been there since. I won't give the day. I'll
Right.
age myself.
Right.
So I've been there for quite some time, and I've seen Charlotte grow. Not Charlotte. I've seen the Charlotte and the surrounding area grow over the years. I remember coming to Charlotte when I was in high school. And that was a time, you're too young to remember this.
Yes, right.
This was back in the 60s, and we used to come to Charlotte to shop, and we thought we were in a big city. We would go to a company in Charlotte that was in Hickory. We used to come to Charlotte to shop for our clothes. So when we went back to high school, we were the kings. Because they didn't have what we had.
Right.
That's when they had these high heel shoes for men with different colors, the bell bottoms. Those days are gone.
Yes, sir.
So, but I've seen the area grow. I mean, it's exciting to see it grow. And exciting to see the areas like Rock Hill is growing. And with good leadership. That takes good leadership. And if you don't mind me saying, Mary, they have good leadership.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I enjoy serving the people of Rock Hill.
Right.
So in Rock Hill, you're just kicked off last week, a development you've been working on for 4 years. You got it to the finish, as we said, the end of the beginning part of this process. Tell us a little bit about 3 Points at South End.
I'll be glad to. It's an exciting project. One of our projects that's happening here in Rock Hill. Before I get to 3 Points, another one
Sure.
is off of Neely Road.
Yes, sir.
It was originally called Eden, and it's now called Everly Ridge. Everly Ridge will have 150 new homes.
Right.
It's 2 blocks from South Point
Yes,
High
sir.
School.
On Neely Road.
On Neely Road. It's going to be a great project. So if that was doing that one first, and then I was passing by over at Heckle and Saluda and Albright, this shopping center. I said, somebody needs to do something. And I kept passing by. I said, no one's doing anything. I said, this is an anchor for this side of town that can certainly be the spark, the catalyst to have growth coming into the area. So I said, well, let me make a call. So I called the landowner, and we kept going back and forth with a figure, and we finally reached a figure that he could live with. But I didn't want to live with, but he didn't want to move. So I said, okay, we'll do the deal. And surprisingly, he passed away. Before we were able to see what happened. But I got to know him, never had the chance to meet him. Got to know him by many conversations over the phone, a very likable person. So he passed it on to his daughter. And his daughter and I became friends. And so, long story short, we was able to close on the property. I think it was October the 28th, 2020. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
October 2020. And so from that time, as you know, we've had different ideas with what to do with it. We met with planning on several occasions, and one idea was apartments. They didn't like that. And they stood firm on one thing that they had to have, and that was a grocery store.
Yes, sir.
And I said, I like that idea. So what can we do to help make that work? So instead of apartments, we came up with 2 out parcels. One would be a drive-through, what they call quick serve restaurants, something like a Taco Bell or a Chick-fil-A. And the other one, I'm not liberty to say, but I think the community will be glad and pleased with the one that we're in negotiations with now. And that would take up another parcel number 3. The other parcel is, as you know, would be BELL. And BELL, as you know, stands for Black Economic Leadership League.
That's right.
And we donated, I'm happy to say that we donated the parcel of land for BELL. Now, why would we give up such a rich piece of land? It's because I believe in what they're doing. I believe in the workforce that they're bringing to the community. I believe in the leadership that they're bringing into the community, where they're gathering young minds and steering them into whatever they want to do, as long as it's positive.
Yes, sir.
From different schools to what they may major in, but hopefully entrepreneurship.
Yes, sir.
We need more entrepreneurs within our community. And so with that, I decided to say, hey, we can help make a difference. And it's not always about the money, even though you have to have money in order to survive, in order to make things work. Got to have that. So, but the main thing, what money is enabling you to do is to help make a difference. And we will help making a difference by donating the land to BELL, where they can build 15,000 square feet. And of that 15,000 square feet, 5,000, I'm getting too excited
yes,
here,
sir.
will be for workforce development.
Right. Strong.
And I'm so happy. I think the city is going to be involved in that part of the project. Yes. And BELL would have the other part. I'm talking to Teddy, and I said, look, Teddy, and I've been looking for the land to build my office. They won't sell me the land across the street. I've been talking to them for years. They just won't sell it. So at one point in time, they're going to have to sell. But meantime, I need a spot to build my office, or to have my office. I said, I need about 3,000 square feet to start with. He said, Vincent, I can't give you that. He said, what about 1,500? I said, what about 2,000? He's firm on holding it to 1,500 square feet. I said, okay, I'll take it. So I'm looking forward to that until we are able to grow out of the space. It'd be a short term, someone else can move in. The other one is the grocery store.
Yes.
And I want to thank you, Mayor, for about 2 years ago, the city paid for a study. That it was a positive study. And I believe in that study. I said that the grocery store will work. It will work. And we have some feelers out for a grocery store. And hopefully, we can get one. I'm so strongly believing that one needs that I've been looking into, hey, we do it ourselves.
Yes, sir.
We'll do it ourselves. And Perry, City Councilman Perry Sutton, we had lunch last week, and some of the things that we talked about was needed was a grocery store.
Yes, sir.
So we will, in a short period of time, hopefully, in a short period of time, that we will be able to announce a grocery store coming to South End, 3 points of South End. And that location is such a great location.
It really is.
I look at it as coming in from all 3 different directions. It's a key.
Right. So for the people that are watching, we're talking about the 3 points of South End, which is the old Winn-Dixie site.
The old, which
was a grocery store.
Right.
And it's behind the Burger King on Saluda Street.
Right. Right.
And your idea or your plan, your agreed upon plan that city planning has signed off on, 4 buildings on the site. It's a fast food restaurant, but not necessarily that's the terminology, correct?
Right. They call it SR, quick serve.
Quick serve.
Quick serve.
Potentially another restaurant site.
And this would be a sit down restaurant. The other one would be a quick serve. The other one would be sit down dining.
Sounds like you got a feeler on that. You're not ready to tell us what that is, that just means we'll have another show, so I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Third building is a workforce development type building, and the Black Economic Leadership League will use that as some incubator space.
Right.
Also for some workforce development in the building, and then other tenants in there.
There'll be room enough. I don't know how many will be able to fit in the 10,000 square feet section, but I think Bear will have control over how much space you can have for the incubator.
And then the fourth being a pad-ready grocery store site.
Yes.
We just got to go find.
Yep, got to go find it.
And behind your development is the Family Trust Federal Credit Union, I believe, on Saluda and Albright, correct? To help people sort of pick it in their brain as to where we are.
Right.
And I know they've been a good partner with you to
they have, and I want to give a shout out, as they say, to Penny Pratt. Who we met with about 2 years ago.
Right.
And disclosed our plan as to what we wanted to do. And so we need to tear down this fence. We need to not separate the site. We need to make it a whole site.
Yes, sir.
Make it compatible with what we're doing. And she has picked up the banner and leading the charge to get that fence removed.
Good.
And so I tease Warren a lot, and also Jonathan and Marshall, about we need to have a fountain. And that fountain, we need to have where there's what they call storm drain. We need to create a focal point, a fountain.
Oh, I like that idea.
Thank you. Warren said, we can't get that done.
So you're saying Warren Norman and Jonathan Meeks and Marshall Clark, who's part of your kitchen cabinet, so to speak, and pulling this together. Yes.
Right. Thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, Warren said, we don't know if we can do that. I said,
sure
we can do it. So Warren now is a believer. We need to have Warren to talk about this project.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughter about talking about this project. As I said last Thursday, when they looked at when Warren and Jonathan came and looked at the site and they asked me the price. I shared with them what I paid for it, and they looked at one another and said, "Oh, we're talking to a Looney Tune." But we through a lot of lunches and a lot of conversation, they saw the vision.
Yes.
They saw what was needed, and they saw what could happen by getting out of that now position and looking beyond now and looking into what could happen. And so Warren, Norman, Jonathan Meeks, and Marshall Clark became my strongest believers.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, let's get this done. We're
really excited about this project. It sort of kicks off the redevelopment of the South Side that City Council is working feverishly to get up off the ground and go with this new tax increment district that'll help your project as well, and more to come. And it just really shows, I think, our commitment to recognizing that for us to succeed and prosper as a community, all of Rock Hill has to be like all of Rock Hill.
Absolutely.
And you've been a leader in that regard on the south side and other sides of Rock Hill. We look forward to continuing to see that sort of burnish it out. Believe it or not, we've come towards the end of the program, but is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
Well, there is.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to talk about you, if I may. I want to say to the community out there in the viewing area out there that they have a leader. They have a leader, and you have done a great job. And thank you for what you're doing for the city of Rock Hill and the community. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. James. I didn't mean for you to spend your last minute doing that.
Oh, yeah, but I have to.
Yeah, well, thank you. Very, very proud to know you, and very proud for what we'll be able to tell people 10 or 15 years from now, that this was the beginning.
Thank you.
It took a man of perseverance and a man that believed in something no one else could see, and we're really looking forward to bringing your vision into reality. Thank you, Vincent James, for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in with us, and we'll see you next time.